there, everyone. Hi, I am back with some more grinding the ladder in this game, which is a very silly game, but I have fun with it nonetheless. I like Memento. Memento is among the funnest decks of all time for me, personally. How's everyone doing today? My day has been rather sleepy and also rather bleh. I haven't been able to do much before now, but I get to stream and that makes me happy. And I get to play and that also makes me happy. Okay, I'm going second against someone who has Orcus stuff all over the place. Or going third? Not sure. But those are definitely both Orcus things. Yep, going second. My opponent has an Orcustrion thing and Galatea here. So hi Kurgot. That's fair. I'm having to head to bed shortly. It is pretty late in America. Anyways, Maxi gets taken down. The cross-out designator. That is completely fine. And then my opponent will just reveal they have triple tactics talent. Oh. Did they not have a Maxi in their deck? That seems a bit like a silly concession. They are literally not playing Maxi. Why are they on Supe, by the way? Or they're on the Supe Duskwalker, which they're using to make Hyper Psychic Riser or Combat Wheel, I guess. But that does not synergize at all with the things. You can't special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate this effect, except Synchro Monsters. Yeah, that does not synergize at all. It's not at all great. But hey, gives me an extra win. Okay, next up. Against someone with a completely random set of accessories, which means I should not know what they are playing. Da 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 da. Okay, Horsey, new dump 3. This is annoying slightly, but it's fine. This, and this. I'm gonna now summon my Gaddock. Gaddock's gonna use itself to add back the Sleepy. And that is going to essentially result in full combo anyways, despite the fact that I drew the Gaddock. As you can see, Gaddock is not necessarily a bad card to draw. It just kinda sucks when you see it with only Goblin on board. Either way, it's good enough. So, I want to Chainlink 1 Twin Dragon, Chainlink 2 Gaddock, because I want to revive the Gaddock, and I also want to add from my deck to my hand things using this. And also maybe... Should I pop the Gaddock? Nah, I'll just pop the Twin Dragon, because that's better anyways. Such... option is probably Horn Dragon. Also, hi Kerr. Hi Kerr. Welcome. And that's totally fine. I am happy just to see anyone here. Yes, we pop the thing, search the fusion. Yep, search the fusion. Fuse Here's the Anguish in hand, and 2 of the cards engraved. Probably the horse and the goblin, honestly. Not the Gaddock, because you actually want to keep Gaddock engraved these days, at least in Master Duel. Mainly because Master Duel is specifically inclusive of the card Sprite Elf, which is very good. In combination with other things, let's get some Creation King searching on. Search for Mictlan. Mictlan activates. Then after this, I will simply do Fiendsmith combo. But that doesn't necessarily matter anyways, because it's fine regardless. So, pop the Creation, grab the Bone Party, Chain Link 1, Mictlan 2, Akihiron probably. Doesn't necessarily matter. The only important thing is not using Akihiron on my opponent's turn. Now I need to revive the Anguish, importantly, and use the Anguish to search for another card. Which I'll search for the Dark Blade since... doesn't really matter. Bone Parting is gonna activate, popping my Akihiron. Special summoning a Dark Blade from deck. Akihiron grabs back the fusion. Dark Blade for a goblin. And then go plus infinite, essentially. Still, it's pretty good. Do I need to? I should probably use these for a link summon instead of anything else. So, moon time. Moon into Requiem. Requiem into Engraver. The big question is, do I go Necroequip here? I'm pretty sure I go Necroequip here. I believe what I meant to do is send summon Necroequip, and then after sending to summon Necroequip, I am meant to activate the Engraver to special summon, and then make a sequence, and then make a Baphomet. And probably Requiem. Requiem is much safer. At least to shuffle back. I wonder when they're gonna release the main deck Lacrima though. The main deck Lacrima is genuinely pretty important to the deck, so... okay, sequence effect, fusion summon by shuffling back the Necroequip, fusion summon the Baphomet by shuffling back the Necroequip, right? Necroequip and Sleepy. Sleepy effect. Well, Baphomet effect, dump Sleepy. And now it is time for the final part of the combo. Right, yeah. What I want to do is this first. Link for Elf. Elf revive the Gaddock. Gaddock effect. Gaddock link with Baphomet. Into SP. SP effect. We'll banish the Creation King. And then that's pretty much it. Surrendering makes sense in a situation like that. But this means I am just barely away from platinum, which is nice. Very nice, in my opinion. So, I have a bunch of lifetime stuff left. But that's completely fine. I'm gonna wait until later. Until after I have reached platinum today to get my thing in. Oh! I get to go fast again. Nice. Okay, so let's see. What's my opening hand look like? It's taking a while to load. Okay, this is a completely 100% fine opening hand for Memento, unless my opponent has a combination of hand traps that beat it, but I doubt that. I really like this new coffee cup. In this case, it's... The Anguish is safer, but I like the Darkblade more. So, of course, I am gonna use my Darkblade first. Summon the Anguish. Anguish effect. And because I already have the Sleepy, I am completely fine here. Search for the Tatsu. Tatsu is gonna dump Gaddock and the others. Because this is like the old version of the combo. Also, hi Hiker Pancake. Hey Hiker. Welcome. I hope you are doing quite well. So, bloop and bloop. Bloop. This guy adds back whatever, doesn't really matter. I'll probably add back the Goblin actually. I'll use Sleepy, fuse Mace and Goblin. Mace and Goblin to summon this. Because now it doesn't matter since I have both in the graveyard anyways. Da 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 da. Okay. Pop, search for this, and search for, of course, this. Well, not of course anything, but I'll search for... I suppose I'll search for another Darkblade for follow-up actually, since getting follow-up in this deck is always a very good endeavor. Dump an Akihiron, activate Anguish, revive by popping, and then I get infinite perma bodies. Well, not actually infinite perma bodies, I want this one to resolve more, so I'm gonna use Akihiron as 2. Not that my opponent actually has anything to resolve to prevent my cards from resolving, but it's the principle of the thing. So we got goblins. Don't want to pop the Akihiron yet. Pop the Gaddock, grab the fusion. I have Darkblade, Tatsu, and Gaddock from an Anguish from hand. So Darkblade, Tatsu, Anguish from hand. And that's gonna be pretty much it for the Creation King. Well, not pretty much it. That's gonna be pretty much a broken thing. 1, 2, and the last card will be a horse, since horse is the only name I don't have, of course. activate effect, grab. Da 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 dum da dum 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 da dum dum dum. So what do I revive here? Honestly, I think I'll just use Goblin to send 2 more cards first. I'll send another Dark Blade and another Horse. Just so I can get more things. This also allows me to do this. And this gets me back the fusion. Well, actually, it doesn't really matter. It gets me back this fusion, but I'm pretty sure I can get both anyways. I can get another Memento 1 fusion engrave regardless. Even so, I don't actually need to get another Memento 1 fusion engrave. Though this did actually end up being a slight mistake. But only slight, really. In this case it's Hot Sheep, I think. Then I can go the... Also, I should do this before it's too late. Grab Bone Party. Link these 2 off. For Moon. Beat. Slightly unethical Moon session. Moon into Requiem. And I can then end phase then use Verte to send Fusion Summon, send another Fusion Summon, and then get another monster on board, so it's completely fine actually. So, activate, equip, go into this, into that, Necro equip. Because I have so many extra bodies, I can do this. So, I will activate effect, revive the Sleepy or something. Dun 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 dun. Da, dun, 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 da, 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 dun. Also, hi Hiker, Skyhawk. Hi Hiker. Welcome. I forget what the important part here is. Oh, right, yeah. I activate Engraver, shuffle back my Requiem. I make a Baphomet and banish my other Creation King. Actually, no, I don't even need to make the Baphomet. But I do kind of want to make the Baphomet anyways. Okay, bye, Court. It was nice seeing you, though. Baphomet, shuffle back. 1 and 2. This one for another horsey. Link for an SP. And this is now actually completely fine because I actually have, like, more than enough bodies in this specific situation to get here. Right, I link for Elf. Actually, yeah, it doesn't really matter. Elf gets Gadget. I don't really need another fusion right now when I have, well, you know. And here we go. Okay, back to 40 seconds. Ultimate Slayer on my Sprite Elf. Interesting choice. I am going to completely allow that, I suppose. I don't mind. This is gonna revive my Anguish, which will search a goblin out. Okay. I'll add this to hand. Just gonna do this. Also, hi Hiker. Okay, that's completely fine. I kinda need to... Banish. Your opponent can't target evil high spell traps you control. Okay. And nice. I got back to my own turn, which is more than enough to win the game from here. One, two, and three. So with the Akihiran revive, I can attack directly. And the other one will revive his mace. No, wait, I already revived mace. So I'll target the... mace. Oh, whoops. Oh, that doesn't really matter. Normal. Effect. Hop to search fusion. Fusion. I'll just use the Bone Party to get out a... So shuffle Acting Huron, this, and this to summon. Okay. Yes, I am gonna activate the Acting Huron. And that is game. I am now a lot less anxious. I was very anxious about getting through my combo before the timer ran out. But he is completely fine. Next time, always use Fusion to pop Akihiron. Always use Fusion to pop Akihiron. Da 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 da. Also, hi Cobra. I haven't said hi Cobra yet. Hello to you, but hi. Okay, so starting off this hand, the Dark Blade is probably better. Probably a Maxi or some kind of Veiler or Imperm or something. Yeah, I'll Ash the Maxi. I presume this will result in a scoop phase after I resolve the effect of my Triple Tactics talent to look at their hand and shuffle a card away. And here we go. Anguish. Anguish effect to search for the horse. And talents to look at hand. This card being at 3 is something that should not happen. I am gonna shuffle away your Called by the Grave because that is the scariest thing in your hand currently. Otherwise, everything else is completely fine because I can just go the full Memento combo. Dump 1, 2, 3. Pop Revive. Pop Search. Fusion. Use the Creation King. 1, 2, and 3. Doesn't really matter since it doesn't really matter whether you have the Mason graveyard or deck. But it's fine either way. So 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to use the... I will not forget to use the Creation King effect in grave first. This will first add back the Sleepy. Creation King to grab the field spell. Activate the field spell. Activate fusion effect. Banish pop Creation King. Change Sleepy. And since my opponent has no interruptions, well, they basically lose the game. Pop Creation King. Add Burn Party. So 1, 2, 3. It really doesn't matter which order this is in. as long as Sleepy is the first card, because you don't want to use Sleepy away. So special summon whatever. I'll special Dark Blade, I guess. And then fusion summon this with this and this. Twin Dragon effect, pop Sleepy. Grabbing this and honestly combine creation. Probably. Sleepy effect is gonna dump Mace or something. Horse. Since I don't have a horse in my graveyard, of course, I will put a horse in my graveyard, of course. Bone Party pops the Akihiron. To special out a Goblin. Akihiron adds back the fusion spell. Goblin shall now pop the Twin Dragon and Milter and also do many other things. So 1 and 2, and now I have basically a full graveyard for combined creation to summon out. Summon whatever, doesn't really matter. All I need to do is go into a moon of the closed heaven. But regardless, it is still nice to get a summon. So moon. Into Requiem. I feel like I'm one body short from where I should be. Not that it matters because I have the Engraver in hand. But still. Engraver, search for tract. Oh, that was a bit early. Activate, place with da, 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 da. Engraver and the sequence, not sequence. Requiem. I'll activate tract first. Search for and discard Larry. Larry, come back. Okay. Link into sequence. What's the extra body? Oh right, it was... Yeah, I'm supposed to pop the combined creation, and I'm supposed to pop the... Yeah. I know what happened that went wrong. So... Pop the Akihiron with the fusion. Shuffle the horsey. Send another copy of the horsey. Of course, because a horse is important, of course. Engraver will shuffle back the moon to special summon. Technically, I can go Caesar here, but I mean, that's not actually the correct play. You tried to learn Memento, but your brain broke? Yeah, that's fair enough. You can probably see it requires a lot of sequencing. That's kind of stupid and ridiculous. You're supposed to pop the combined creation in hand, for instance, when you also are supposed to use the fusion effect on Akihiron specifically. So, banish this guy so I can summon it back whenever. Special by shuffling 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Meaning I still have the correct monsters engraved. Meantime, your normal summon Fossil Diner. That is true. Also, hiker. Hi, hiker. I hope you are doing well, Steve. End phase, I shall activate the effect of my field spell, yes. Whoops. I pressed the right-click button, but... Thank you, game, for making my mistake not matter. So, at this point, I have multiple interactions. I know their entire hand, and they're playing some kind of Durandal deck. Oh, Mekanko, obviously. Hi, hiker, Lord Takeyer. And yes, it is indeed Memento. Indeed. I should have probably waited a bit, but it doesn't particularly matter. I'll probably Anguish to search for follow-up. In the form of a giant horse. Well, not a particularly giant horse, but a horse at that. You know what? I am going to activate my Chimera to special summon back. I wonder what your final card in hand is this time, because I do not know the final card. I know one of the cards, but the final card, nope. Okay. Do I want to revive that? Press the wrong revive button anyways. Also no, I don't. I'd much rather use this to revive Datic and add back my mace. The unfortunate thing with Memento versus Mekanko is Mekanko kind of requires you to equip stuff to your hand. So you're discarding that interesting choice. Now I get to add back my mace and, well, basically win the game. Let me just quickly read Archimedes' effect. Cannot be destroyed by battle, but can be destroyed by card effects. That is very notable. Anyways, I am going to activate my burn party, and my burn party is going to pop my horned dragon and add from deck to hand a goblin. And then effect of horned dragon. And also effective Mixlone targeting the Horned Dragon just in case. I want my board to not, like, have something stupid on it, but I... This is completely fine by you? Okay. So I'll special summon the Sleepy in that case. And I'll do this and this. Search for 2. And Akihiron effect. And Sleeping effect. The timer is so tight, it's scary. No, it's completely fine. I I do not want to activate this effect during my opponent's turn, whether or not it matters. Okay, and now SP tag out. This is the one that stumps a Mekanko card, so I'm completely fine with this. Yep, this is completely fine. You did not properly summon your Mekanko ritual monster, I am fairly certain. So this is actually not live. You use the quick play spell to summon the Mekanko. Which means that is game. That is going to be the complete and total finality in this game. Fatality. Looks like they rage quit. Or dumb quit or something. Well, not dumb quit, but you know, they like quit because they were annoyed over making a stupid mistake, which is completely understandable. I do that all the time. Okay, 5 more. Wicked Avatar. The giant ball thingy. The next one is Platinum. A rage quit just makes the victory sweeter. Yeah, I kinda like it when I get to kill my opponent to the face. I'm kinda ruthless that way. Da-da-da. So, pop acting Huron with Fusion and Grave Effect. This is completely fine. I should still draw phase. I should have drawn phase Burn Party. But it doesn't particularly matter. Anguish. Anguish for Horsey. They probably have an infinite impermanence or something in there. Horsey effect. Anything, my opponent? Anything from you? Do you have a response? You've never seen my card archetype before. What does my deck do? Oh, Memento is a very strong deck. It is essentially does a bunch of combos and wins the game. That is an interesting choice on where to infinite impermanence. Sure, I am completely okay with that. So in this case, it's, I think, Gaddock Sleepy since I already have Mason Grave. Okay, Gaddock effect grabs back the mace or the Sleepy, doesn't really matter. No, definitely grabs back the Sleepy. What am I saying? Sleepy fuses. My opponent most likely clicked too early. Potentially. That is potentially what was going on. But in this case, I don't think so. This one, Pop Revive, means grab Horned, and the other card is Combined Creation that I'm popping with the Bone Party later, I think. Doesn't really matter, but... So I activate this here now. I have one less Memento name in Graveyard, which is a bit annoying, but it's completely fine since I can just use the language on my board. One, two, and honestly just Darkblade since I haven't activated it, and getting an additional Darkblade is completely fine. So, Creation King grabs the field spell. I use this to pop. Because I use Sleepy early, I don't get Sleepy's effect right now, but I can revive the Sleepy anyways. And it doesn't particularly matter. I probably just want to search Goblin, right? So, 1, 2 to play around Ghost Ogre potentially, if it is in there. I severely doubt it though. Special, and now I haven't actually normal summoned yet, so I get to normal summon my goblin. Normal summon. Yeah. Activate, banish Popaki Huron. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Grab this Bone Party. Wait, I already used Bone Party early on. That doesn't really matter. I have enough bodies already. All I need at the end of the combo is 3 bodies. Just 3. So Link for 2. Into Requiem, into Lacrima. Don't forget to hold on this, otherwise sometimes your opponent might actually be able to have a response. It plays around something like Nibiru, for example, but it gets the Engraver in the graveyard before the Nibiru. It forces them to Nibiru on Engraver or something. Oh yeah, right. I was doing this. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. And here we go. Necroquip. Effective Engraver. Shuffle back the Moon. Link for 2. Doesn't particularly matter which with. Into Sequence. I am probably going to shuffle back the Requiem with the effect of the Sequence though, because shuffling back the Requiem allows me to use the Requiem again next turn. I'm still going to summon Baphomet though, since I think that's correct. Sequence, Requiem and Sleep. Sheepy. Effect. Also, it means I have less ways to mess up. So that's always a positive, you know? Da, 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 da. So now Elf. Elf revives. You're new here? Could you see the deck list after the duel? Sure thing. Also, hi Hiker. Welcome, welcome. Right, so this point is SP. SP banished one that was properly summoned. I am thankful Konami has actually added those things, by the way. I think it's pretty cool. Special summon. Here. Special summon combined creation by shuffling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll leave 2 in the graveyard, so the 2 should be Gaddock and Akihiron, maybe? Or Gaddock and Ace. Yeah, Gaddock and Akihiron. And now, for the pièce de résistance. Set 4 past set 5. And this isn't even a back row deck, really. It's just an actual combo deck. It just likes to set 5 at the end of the turn for some reason. That reason being it is stupidly overpowered, though. Dark Ruler no more. You know what? I think that is probably completely fine. Because I have the... yeah, right. Because I have the Baphomet in my grave. I am not going to activate the effect. Because why would I activate a negated effect? That's just rather silly. You know what? Sure. Show me what you're doing. Revolution Synchron dumping a... oh. This is definitely a Synchro deck, then. So Junk Converter effect, special summon... not Junk Converter, Baphomet effect to special summon back my Creation King. Now my opponents have a few difficulties with their things, so... in this case, on your mark gets it, Duel. Sure, honestly. I want them to normal summon a card and then perhaps be able to stop them. They have Synchron Carrier, which is a... right. But I need to toggle on when they normal summon their Synchron Carrier. Okay. And this is, I assume, going to special summon the Junk Synchron. I am gonna use my Creation King on this. Memento Mictlan. Revives a nice little Akihiron. Not gonna use the effect, just in case this is a Memento Synchron deck. I'm being very silly, I know. Wait. Synchron Carrier is a non-tuning. So there's Synchron Carrier and 2 Rev Synchrons, which means I should be able to win the game on normal summon because I activate the effect of my Bone Party, popping my Horned Dragon, and special summoning from my deck Anguish. Anguish, Horned Dragon... completely emptying the board. And then I win. That is the game. Okay. Love Memento. Such a wonderful deck. Anyways, you asked for the deck, so here it is. This is my Memento deck. It's got 45 cards, and it is kind of silly. It is also a Fiendsmith version. It's kind of insane that you can just play under Dark Ruler so easily. Yeah, it is. I've low-key been kind of considering cutting the Verte Anaconda since it really doesn't come up that much, but I'd assume it'll come up a lot more when I'm in actual competitive levels of gameplay, like, say, Master or Diamond rank. One more to Platinum though, and that's more than enough. Uh-oh, the carpet. The carpet is generally only played by people who tend to be quite, well, you know, silly. And like a bit of fun. But those players are also often very strong players too. Oh, it's Blue Eyes. And by Blue Eyes I mean Heart of the Blue Eyes. And by Heart of the Blue Eyes I mean Millennium exactly. So that means... they opened very well. So they have 2 Millennium Unks right now. Those are the 2 I know in hand. Two Millennium Unks, 1 Wedju Temple. They presumably have another monster in hand, otherwise they wouldn't have used the Wedju Temple. It looks like they accidentally forgot to put other monsters in hand. Whoops! Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. Set 1, that is presumably a Obliterate or an Exiled spell trap. Then the Unstoppable Exodia is going to set another one. This is Fires of Rage, which destroys all cards your opponent controls. In this case, I probably want to normal summon Gaddock Anguish first, I mean. I know there are 2 in hand. This is engraved as an interaction, so I need to actually somehow prevent that. I'm gonna search Tatsu. Tatsu effect. Gonna use Tatsu. Pop. Dump, dump, dump. Sleepy will be in the grave, of course. But... in this case, I suppose what I want to do is activate the Bone Party here. Since I already have everything. Activate Bone Party to bait out the Unstoppable Exodia. Oh, sure. That is actually not very fine. Okay. And here goes this. send the Bone Party and the Fusion from field to grave. Destroy all cards I control. That is absolutely fine. So, in this case, I wanna do the Twin Dragon. This is just a tad annoying though. Just a little bit. So, I think what I want to do is summon the Dark Blade. This gets something back. Retaliating has 14. Oh, that's annoying. This is... Oh, you're just gonna steal it? Sure. That is actually completely fine, I think. I think? What can I do at this point, really? May search as Horn Dragon? Horn Dragon can't summon itself because, you know, Retaliating Sea. Let me just do this. Related cards, Horned Dragon. 3 or more Memento monsters with different names. Have I used the horse yet? I'm pretty sure I have, but eh. I did not start off with Bone Party. Yeah, I can't really do much against this, honestly. Think I gotta surrender here because my opponents drew Retaliating Sea, which is very frustrating as a card in particular. But hey, still one more win from Platinum. And this time I'm presumably up against a bot, but I don't know because some people have named their accounts like bots. So that is completely weird. Dun, da 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 dun. Okay. Named their accounts completely like bots and tried to be bots as well. They have 14 cards in their extra deck. That is one less than 15. I presume they are not a bot then, since bots would generally do it with massive extra decks. Maybe I should have been like, you know... There's definitely ways I could have played better in that game, but I think it basically just came down to my opponent drew Retaliating Sea. And Retaliating Sea is a very strong card. I probably should have used Gaddock first instead to play around Retaliating Sea, because I would imagine that deck in particular uses Retaliating Sea a lot. Boop! straight to the graveyard. And now, here we go. Revive Mace. Actually, Revive Goblin is a slightly different line that is also better against Bestials, but either way, it's totally fine. So let's see. Fusion to hand, I already have Bone Party. So Fusion, fuse together for Creation King. 1, 2, and 3, to be honest, because I have a Goblin in hand. So the Creation King, mill 3. I already got a combined creation, so now I get the ability to send the best 3 cards in my deck to the graveyard. 1, 2, 3. Effect. And don't forget to use my thing to actually add the field spell first, as well as, like, use Fusion to pop Acheron instead of using it to pop something else. So, field spell grabbed. Field spell activated. Sleepy activated. In this case, I don't really need a pop Sleepy since I already have enough names. And I can pop Sleepy later anyways, so... Horn pop itself, search... Twin pop itself, search Horned and Dark Blade. Effect, revive 2. Oh, 3 effects, revive 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now I get to revive from the graveyard whatever I want, whenever I want. But also, it's technically not whenever I want, it's just now. So, revive. 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 Yeah, this is completely fine. Pop Acheron with the Fusion to grab Bone Party and grab back Fusion again. And now I have 3 bodies, so I am completely fine going into my final end board of the Fiendsmith stuff, plus all the other stuff, which doesn't actually use any Fiendsmith stuff outside of using it as a, bridge to go into the Baphomet. Baphomet bridges are very cool too, though. And I didn't even need to use my Bone Party. I should use Bone Party actually, just so I can get Dark Blade out on the board. Then pop Dark Blade to summon another. And even if I have follow-up, I also get to dump something with the Sleepy, so I get basically the full amount of names in the graveyard. Dark Blade. Pops to summon whatever. And Anguish, yeah. Honestly, that is completely fine. Yeah, right. Then I Requiem into Necroequip, Necroequip into Engraver, Engraver into Game. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. So, Elf. This end board is probably my favorite end board for Memento right now. It doesn't necessarily play around Nib that well, but, like, If your opponent nicks you before you summon the final card, you can just special summon Combined Creation and then SP tag out. Or, well, you know. Right. I will do this. This and this into this. Because doing it this way makes it basically impossible for me to mess up. So now I fuse shuffling back one of these and the Requiem to summon. I send whatever to the graveyard. The whatever that is sent to the graveyard is probably just another goblin or something. I shall link for an elf, then link for an SP using the Gattaca Engrave. SP banishes my own copy of this. You know, being able to use banish both your creation kings, and then one of them gets to come back but the other doesn't, does feel a little silly. But it means that it's not as easy to get rid of the creation king with something like Called by the Grave super early on your opponent's turn. Also, the Baphomet being a quick effect and banishing as cost in particular means it's very good for that. So set, and now I summon the Combined Creation one. So return 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That means I also have all the cards I need in my graveyard. I have Gaddock into Mace or Sleepy. I have other things, but I probably summon the Sleepy else how. That's a silly way to put it, but you know what I mean, in a different way. 90 seconds on that timer. You know, I'm kind of surprised that Memento can actually do this with that long left on the timer. It is kind of unsurprising though. What's the best hand trap versus Memento? It's probably Ghost Spell, since Ghost Spell prevents Memento Fusion from resolving, and Memento Fusion is the best spell card in Memento, but at the same time it's not necessarily that great. Also, hi Heiko, 1000 Eyes. Hi Heiko, welcome. Da, 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 da. Quite an interesting deck choice. I am going to presume they are a bot. Also, yes, Dimension Shifters are as well, obviously, but... yeah, either this is a bot or it's someone doing a masochist account. Coming out, Creation King. I'm not going to activate anything yet because I don't think it's needed. Ocean of Regeneration. Interesting. Sure. I guess I'll use this to summon back the Anguish at least and search a goblin that I can use to search to prevent my opponent from targeting my other Memento cards, which is everything. So, nothing except Sprite Elf can be targeted on resolution of this. Oh, whoops. So I'll activate my goblin. Okay, I presume you're gonna attack into my Anguish or something. I'm pretty sure that's actually completely legal. Anyways. I get to activate my hands. Oh, that is interesting. It looks like it is almost certainly one of those masochist decks. Target this one, I get to summon my Dark Blade, I guess. Do I expect any Memento bans in the near future? Potentially. But I doubt it. Also, hi Hiker, Buffalo Alligator. What is this deck? I am not gonna activate this. I am going to wonder what the set cards are, of course, but I'm not going to activate it. Add back a Gaddick, probably. That's completely fine, doesn't really matter. And now I get 60 extra seconds on the clock. So I presume my opponent is either a bot or a masochist account that a bot is using. Or like, presumably it's probably a bot, honestly. Sure, you can special summon that just fine. Same with Emeth. Yep. That is completely fine. Is that another copy of that Emblem of Salvation, though? Who knows? It's Aquajet Surface. Interesting. But regardless, I'm gonna shuffle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back in. And then I can pop, summon back Hacking Huron, and attack directly. Yes, the strongest Centurion spell card. Indeed, it's actually quite funny because this is basically a nothing deck, I think. So come on, revive back Hacking Huron. Nothing else matters. Hacking Huron triggers. Activate Fusion. Summon Creation King. I will not activate the effect because I can just attack directly for gain. 3,000 and 5,000. Lethal. True. No interactions whatsoever. My opponent was just doing something weird. I don't know what. But yay, platinum time. Hit him with the 5 big booms. That is a pretty good way to put it. I do actually like that Costco Guys song. It's kind of hilarious in a bad way. And the Costco Guys as well, they are kind of hilarious in a good way. And I assume they just try to be wholesome even if they kind of give off a weird thing. But like, I mean, the kids obviously just having fun, right? Like, seriously. Obviously. I like them. They're fun. They're Costco Guys. They always do this thing. I love this. Also, what is with all these bots with numbers and names and stuff these days, honestly? I really wish there were less of these bots. I suppose it's good for ranking up though. Weird looking hand. Nah, this hand is absolutely completely fine. I just get to activate my bone party. Yay. And now I get Darkblade. Darkblade is better here because I have the effect of Grand Breakout, which lets me pop and get out the thing. Well, actually, it's not necessarily better, but it's like cooler. I like it more. It gives you more bodies. Without Bone Party, it's a little annoying. And the fact that I have the Horn Dragon engraved is a little annoying too, but that's completely fine to be totally honest. Because you just shuffle back the Horn Dragon with the fusion. And then you search it later in the turn anyways. I remember when I used to use the other less good combo with Gaddock being sent off of the horsey, but nah, this is completely fine. Revive Mix. Just wondering, am I a fan of the anime or just the card game? I am a fan of the anime to some degree as well. Also, hi Hiker! Hi Hiker! Welcome, welcome. I like the anime, it's pretty cool. My favorite is Arc 5, but at the same time, Arc 5 is also not a very good anime at the end parts. But I really like it, honestly. 1, 2... 2... No, yeah. And fusion summoning this. 1, 2... and 3, honestly. Doesn't really matter. As long as Sleepy stays in here, it's completely fine. Arc 5 Season 1 was lit in your opinion? Yeah. Arc 5 early on, even near the start of Season 2 was really good, actually. It was just, when it got into, from what I heard, since I stopped watching it partway through, when it got into the synchro dimension, it started being a little frustrating. And then when it got all the fusion stuff, that was when people really stopped liking it. Anyways, here comes the Creation King. Yeah. You want to play Memento so bad? You recently got a couple QCRs from Stampede, so you're excited to try it out? Nice. Stampede is a genuinely really cool set. I love it. I have opened one box, but I haven't gotten anything particularly good at this point. But either way, that is completely fine. But now, I get to grab myself a little horned dragon again. Also gonna grab the Darkblade since I have Tattoo Engrave. And then here we go. 1, 2, and 3 Sleepy. I'm slightly annoyed that I don't have the ability to pop stuff, but to pop 2 things on my board right now. But hey, it's completely fine, because I can just tribute to special summon from deck. You're glad Yu-Gi-Oh! Still has many options for deck building? Blue Eyes is all you need to have a good time? That is also completely fair. Blue Eyes is a very fun deck. And people should always play the decks they have the most fun with rather than like the most competitive or anything. Pop dump 2. Not sure what I want to revive with this, but it's completely fine either way. I don't have enough bodies for the end board I like to go for. I guess I'll have to use the Yakihiron up already, but that doesn't really matter since I have Fusion in Grave too. I like the end boards that use the Xyz monsters, though. Fish and cooking. Kinda. Memento is a deck that requires you to be good at cooking with combos, after all. And I enjoy myself playing it. So, I don't know if I'm good at combos or anything, but it's fun, and I like it, so. I actually play a lot of different decks. How do I feel about Duel? I think Duel's very cool, but like, I don't like that you have to play so many bricks in it. Memento is a bit different because every single brick you play, you can kind of, modulate things, and a lot of the bricks are summonable in combo, but with Duel, the bricks, you kind of just have to shuffle them away for Phantom of Duel. And now that Phantom of Duel is actually, limited in the TCG, it's not really super great. Memento having a lot of options to mitigate their bricks makes it feel slightly better for me, but I can understand if you would dislike it as well. Okay, Baphomet so I don't mess up on anything. Send the sleepy, and there are barking dogs in my house. I love the dogs. They're super cute and adorable. I love them. Love them a lot. Okay. Here we go. Revive Gaddick. What's your favorite type of dog, chat? Because honestly, my favorite type of dog is... Basically, I like all different types of dogs. I like fluffy puppies and puppies without as much fluff. And also small and big and tiny and cute and adorable. And all of them are tiny and cute and adorable, really, but you know what I mean. The hot dog. That's true. Border Collies? Border Collies are pretty nice dogs. They are adorable from what I know. Combined Creation. Border Collies are the big furry ones, right? I mean, there's a lot of big furry dogs. So saying big furry ones is kind of misleading when every dog is big and furry. Well, not every dog is big and furry, but every dog is furry. Your favorite dog is Updog? Now I wonder why on earth would you say that? That's a question for the ages. Why on earth would you say that? You're not gonna catch me with something so simple. But what's up, dog? I love Updog. Border Collies are on the smaller side. Right. They're the ones that have black and white fur coats, right? And they have longer fur. Also, hi, Karizanza. Hi, Kar. Welcome. I am kind of just jazzing to the music as my opponent does literally nothing with that deck. Yeah, those are border collies. Yeah, I love border collies. They especially look adorable. Da, 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 da. Imagine they just concede. I could see it. This is Memento, and Memento is very strong, very strong, very strong. Anyways, yeah, this is presumably just a bot. Yeah, it's definitely a bot. Like, seriously, how much do I have to tell you this? Bots are not very good at the game. Is that a Bujingi jump scare? That is indeed a Bujingi jump scare. Bujingi Ibis, as a matter of fact, which was never played in Bujins in the actual game, by the way. I don't think. At least I don't believe so. It is quite a silly deck. Quite a silly card. Sending it to target a Bujin you control to give it piercing battle damage. Even in 2014, this was not good. And 2014 was when this was out. Okay, gotta turn on a Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf effect will revive my Gatic. Those could be 3 Mirror Forces. Potentially, they could be. Oh, do I add back Mace or Sleepy? Honestly, I'll add back Sleepy, since I can just add back the Mace Elf at a different time after I've used the Akihiron. My opponent's presumably going to enter the battle phase and attempt to attack over something, at which point I am going to use my Creation King to do something very dastardly. If you attack into my elf in particular, it'll hurt. But if it's an elf attack, I will recognize it's sure thing. Sure thing, you can attack into my Creation King if you want with your 1600 level 4 winged beast light monster. It's a bot. Bots generally don't use a lot of logic. So end phase, I am going to be using my Creation King. Bye-bye, back row. You think this bot has a bug? I mean, it's definitely possible. Bots do tend to have a lot of bugs. So one... Target this one, of course, so I get more. 2, and of course the Gatic as well, because it doesn't really matter. So Gatic revives, Akihiron revives, and Mictlan will revive the Anguich. It ate raw fish, probably lots of bugs. True! That is indeed the true nuke of the century. Just wondering why Yu-Gi-Oh! Not Pokemon or TCG or Magic? Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel is a little different from the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. The Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG in and of itself is actually quite good, in my opinion at least. Master Duel's format is less so. But regardless, I don't mind. Either way. Wait, is there a reason? Oh no, this is just the Baphomet that got banished. Silly me. That's still in the graveyard. But anyways, the reason I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Over a lot of these other games is because, well, I just played it when I was younger. That's it, honestly. But also, I like how Yu-Gi-Oh! Has no resource system and how it's essentially a very, 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 very skill-intensive game. It's a lot of fun for me. I'm gonna shuffle this, and send my Gaddock actually to do this, and then not activate the effect. How do I deal with the Bujingi Ibis? It doesn't matter. I don't need to deal with the Bujingi Ibis if I can just simply go around. That is something that this deck is quite good at, as a matter of fact. It spins its wheels to do a lot of nothing sometimes, but at the same time, it's also very good at killing your opponent. But I will not also activate another effect. I am going to activate Akihiron's effect though, and the Akihiron's effect will allow me to attack directly for 8,000, which is actually 400 over the actual attack, but that's completely fine too. There's nothing it isn't good at. Memento, you mean? Yes, that is quite true. Memento is one of the better decks of all time. It's not like the best deck or anything, but it's one of the good ones. Another dual pass, another 20 gems. It isn't good at losing. Now that is true. It isn't very good at losing. You love narrating your own Yu-Gi-Oh! Plays like the Pharaoh, it's just too fun. That's fair enough. A lot of people like that sort of thing. I myself am a bit averse to it. I just like talking about my own stuff, and also having fun in this silly, silly game that I like. Is this another bot? Nope, this is a real person. They have the Snake Eyes avatar, and they have the white baking thingy, which means they are presumably real. Unfortunately for me, or maybe fortunately, depending on your opinion of the game, I like not versing bots, because versing bots is a lot less fun than versing actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. Oh, it's Yubel. Nice. See, the interesting thing about this deck is Yubel in Master Duel, I believe, has Aerial Eater and Necroquip Princess. So it's just about as powerful as TCG Yubel was before everything got hit, really. Aerial Eater is really good at this sort of thing, you know? It's a particularly good card. I'm pretty sure also that Phantom of Yubel is at 3 or something, at 2 or something. Actually, let me look at that. So, this, none of these are at 1 or 2. Let's see related cards of Yubel. Phantom's at 2, yes. That is correct. Nani? Hi, hiker. Hi, hiker. Welcome, welcome. You're pretty sure Yubel is the same in TCG and Master Duel, with the only difference being Appaloosa. You know what? That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Appaloosa is absolutely toxic, and I do not like it. So that is a good thing for me, generally. Mature Chronicle, it seems. Wait, why are you popping the Grave Squirmer? Why do you not... Let me guess. This person is relatively new to Yubel. which is completely fine. I think it's just a bit sad when I am pretty much a, you thought I loved toxic? Well, not necessarily. I don't love toxic strategies. Toxic strategies tend to be rather annoying to me, at least in my opinion. So, Dark Blade. She'll pop. You're disappointed in this Ubel player? Yeah, fair enough. The Ubel player does not know how to play Ubel very well. Sometimes that just happens. Oh yeah, also, by the way, the field spell is kind of insane. I'm just gonna grab Sleepy, by the way, because this is very silly. A lot of the time, Memento is very good at doing non-linear opening hands. This is one of those times. Do I target that? Yeah, I'll target that and revive my mace. So I get a mace early on, and it doesn't particularly matter because I am just going to kill my opponent. Basically. Technically, Memento and Ubel are good at countering one another. That is actually true, I think. They're both quite strong, but eh. I'm pretty sure at this point I already have game, mainly because I can just go activate this, fuse into Creation King, and dump 3. One of which is, of course, the combined creation, and that's more than enough for lethal. One, 2, and 3. Especially with the effect of Gaddock. And by Gaddock I mean, well, not Gaddock. Nah, Ubel has no way not to die this turn. Yeah, it doesn't. Because I just revived my Aki Huron, and then I get to go for 3,000 and 5,000 direct damage. I should probably make SP Little Knight first. Am I thinking of pivoting this deck to include the goblins when Ryziel comes out? Potentially. I'd imagine Ryziel's a while from actually coming out in Master Duel, but it's not that far out of the question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's lethal. Sorry, Ubel players. I don't know how the average battle damage is 3226 though, when generally you're going to be attacking directly most of the time. But that is completely fine. Also, hi Hiker! Welcome, welcome. But da. Opponent's life points finally reached 0. Nice. I believe I will do one more duel. One more, and that's the night. I should actually drink my tea though, because my tea is quite nice. And it's also very good at keeping my throat not hurt. Let me just say, hurting throat as a streamer, not good. I feel a sneeze coming on. Uh-oh. Hopefully it doesn't come in the middle of the combo. Although, actually, it doesn't seem that bad. Do I duel in real life? Yes, I do actually duel in real life. I play multiple different decks. A lot of them are very cool. Actually, I should have probably sent Sleepy, honestly. Have fusion already, so that shouldn't matter. It's fine. Okay, Lari to hand to grave to field to grave to summon an engraver. So at least I get an early elf out this time, I guess. Bit silly though, doing this fast. But it's completely fine. Do I like receiving cards in the mail? I do indeed like receiving cards in the mail. Unfortunately, I do not have a PO box, which is what I would have to do. I do not want to necessarily, like, do a PO box. That'd be a bit frustrating, but it's fine. So in this case, it's probably Aerial Eater, actually. I shuffle back the Fiendsmith cards, summon Aerial Eater, send another goblin, and the other goblin lets me play the cards. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. And by the Fiendsmith cards, well, you know what I mean. Though, not being able to summon back a Creation King is slightly annoying, but it'll be fine. I guess I cross sheep here actually, so I can get back the Gaddick. Doesn't really matter. But it does actually give me an extra body. Or does it actually give me an extra body? Well, yeah, actually it gives me one extra body. So I go into Creation King. Creation King 1, cross sheep 2, revives my Gaddick. These two cards together are wonderful, fantastic, amazing cards. I love them. So in this case, dump. Not Horn Dragon, this, and this. Activate my Combined Creation, and by Combined Creation I mean Creation King, which is quite the strong friend. I love Creation King. He's a nice guy. Memento Infusion. We'll have to pop here. Annoyingly, I prefer to pop the Akihuron, but it doesn't really matter because I already have another fusion in hand. I'm getting Mictron, Akihuron. Make sure, by the way, never activate your Akihuron on your opponent's first battle phase turn, because it is not very good into the mirror match. Oh, there's no monster I can special summon? Well, that actually makes a surprising amount of sense, honestly. Gonna pop special Anguish for Sleepy. And do a bunch of this. Should I revive? No, it's fine, I think. I'll probably do that later. For now, it's like this. Pop. My nose is a bit clogged, even if it's not anything super bad. I'll grab Horned Dragon and Tatsu, probably. Like, really, it doesn't matter. It is very annoying that I was unable to do something in particular, though, but, you know, it's just fine. I will special summon back this. Link for the elf. That's still close enough, I think. I'll have to count the bodies, though. So... in this case, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough bodies that I feel comfortable with not special summoning Horned Dragon first. So, SP... no SP effect because I didn't use the other thing. Special Combined Creation, I want to shuffle back the Horsey, shuffle back this, and 3 more cards. I want to keep the Akihiron engraved, to be honest. Yeah, these 3 are fine to shuffle back. Yeah. Memento Gaming? Indeed. Also, hi Hiker Zen. Hi Hiker. Welcome, welcome. Okay. And now, up. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But still, it's essentially game for me. Did I choose these names? I'm not certain what you mean by that. Did I choose the name Aiko Yakumo? Well, no, that is my name as a VTuber. But, I mean, I shouldn't be saying this without character, yeah. But who cares, really? Wishes for Eyes of Blue. So it's Blue Eyes. Oh, Beru Arais. Obvious. Memento? Oh, Memento? Which Memento names, specifically? Yes, I chose which Memento names. Oh, no, I did not choose the names. The horse has a stupid name. Yeah, Tatsuno Otoshiko is a pretty ridiculous name for it. But still, it's just fine. And that is the game! Yay! I won. And now, I am gonna finish up, actually. Thank you, everyone, for coming along. I am happy to have done so well. I'm happy that everyone did come along, and I hope you all enjoyed it here today. Because, I have a lot of fun with this game. I'll see you next time I stream. Bye-bye, Kerr. Bye-bye, Kerr. Thank you. Bye-bye.